Our commitment to Yahweh includes being willing to wait on Him for His timing and His choice of actions, even when it would seem our timing and choice of actions might actually work. Hi, this is Barry Phillips, a 10-minute Torah, day 5 of Noach, and we are today in Genesis Bereshit, chapter number 8. And it says that after Noach had released a raven and then a dove a couple of times, it says in verse 13, and it came to be in the 601st year of the first month, the first day of the new moon, that the waters were dried up from the earth, and Noach removed the covering of the ark and looked and saw that the surface of the ground was dry. And in the second new moon, on the 27th day of the new moon, the earth was dry. And Elohim spoke to Noach, saying, "Go out of the ark, you and your wife and your sons' wives with you." Now, as we read this, I want to pause for a moment and say to those that are maybe looking for a more in-depth analysis and commentary on a variety of verses, and maybe in each chapter. I know we've been streamlined in a commitment philosophy or commitment theme of thought here. Previous years, this is actually the 6th year of 10-minute Torah. So there are 5 previous years of commentary back there. And you're welcome to go back, dig through the archives and see what you can find. And I encourage you to do so. But concerning commitment, which has been our thought for this Torah portion, Noah just demonstrated that he was very much committed to doing things Yah's way. Case in point, here it says that he had sent out these birds, first the raven and then the dove. And finally, the dove did not come back to him. He began to realize, well, there's a landing place for this dove. He looked out, took the covering out, and saw, well, the ground, at least around the ark, is dry. Now, remember, he landed on a mountain. So that would be one of the first areas in its height to be dry. But what about the rest of the earth? He waits another month. I can imagine that there was some antsy mindsets and some cabin fever as they are yet taking care of this large group and diverse group of animals. And they are yearning, desiring to put their feet on dry ground. Even in that which rescues us and saves us in the middle of a storm or in a day of judgment, you can get tired of it. You know, the people in the wilderness, they got tired of eating manna. Now, that was a sinful thing in Yah's eyes. So it would have been best for Noach to not be complaining about the ark. That might not be wise. But he waited until Yah said, okay, you can go out. Patience. That's this word that we dare not pray for, this commodity that we yearn for and desire to have, but we don't want to pray for it because we don't want the testing and the trial that comes to teach us the patience. Waiting on Yah means learning to do things His way. It's not easy. When 10-minute Torah got started, the very root of that goes back even further, some years further. I had left my last secular employment. This would have been 2014, a long time ago, 10 years ago. And I was trusting Yah that the doors were just going to open and speaking opportunities to travel and speak at conferences and congregations were going to be there. I had been encouraged along those lines. We need you. You're tied up. You need to be out here with us. We got to have your help. Those opportunities didn't come. And I promoted myself, offered myself, and it didn't happen. Matter of fact, it took another year of waiting before anything began to develop. Now, thankfully, I had a house of David and that income and stability to fall back on, but it was skinny. Those were skinny days, financially speaking. Uh, Yah, though, proved himself faithful. We didn't miss a house payment. Our lights stayed on. Food was on the table. It wasn't fun, but he was faithful. But when Yah said, figuratively speaking to me, now's time to go out, this is what you do. Yah raised up not only 10-minute Torah, but other ideas to begin to create a sense of a digital and online ministry effort to add to House of David. I am thankful for that. That year of trusting, I just kept telling myself, wait on him, wait on him, wait on him. Waiting's not fun. Your hands want to work, you want to run, you want to do, but there's nothing to run or to do. What do? You listen for him, and you find what is available for your hands to do immediately in front of you. And it may not be goal-oriented. Sometimes the goal is over here, but what's available to do is over here. And you think the paths will never meet. Oh, yes, they will. What Yah sets before you is training for what he has in store for you. Listen to that. What's been before you is training for what is in store for you. Be faithful and wait on him. Now, when they came off of the ark, Yah said, be fruitful and increase and fill the earth. Can you imagine coming in off of the ark and knowing there's not another living soul on the face of the earth? Nowhere. You're not going to go into a village somewhere in your travels and suddenly find, how did this people group survive? There are none. So all that you have is your immediate family. When it comes down to the crux of the matter, when you get down, as they say, to brass tacks, when you get down to the root of who we are, those that you have are your spiritual family. Sometimes it is your blood family, and I'm thankful for that. But all in all, it is those that have come through the time of trial and testing with you. Days of urgency, days of distress and crisis will reveal those that you can and cannot then depend upon. Those who stand with you in your worst days are those that will be with you in your best days. Not always the reverse is true. It's an old saying that when trials come and hard times come, it's your friends who walk in, and those who call themselves your friends often will walk out. Noach knew that he had his family, and even among his family then there was Ham, who would prove himself to be disastrous to the family. So then, before you think that the weeding process is finished, hold on, there may be another round. This, I know, is not encouraging words, but I would be remiss, I would be wrong if I did not urge you, pray, be willing to be streamlined, be willing to be refocused, be willing to be retooled and reoriented. Develop a clear, discerning, and hearing ear from the Most High. Because days of struggle, I do believe, are coming upon the earth. It may not be this year. It may not be the following year. It could be next week. I don't know. I'm not that kind of a prophet. But I can tell you, scripturally, that there are days where Yeshua prophesied that there's going to be a weeding process. And in those days, you want to know who you can trust, who you can depend upon, who you can stand with, and who you can't. But may we also ourselves be found faithful to those who need us. Shabbat Shalom to all of you. May the joy of our King fill you and your home. May the delight of the Torah come into your reading. May you find strength and rest. May the light of Yeshua fill you to the full. And until next week, Shabbat Shalom.